That's the open.
Guns up.
For every single one of our segments that we've yet to build opens for. We will get there, people. I promise you. Let's take you now behind the screens with our buddy Lights Camera Jackson. Good morning, Jax. How are you today?
I'm great, guys. How are you?
Good.
You're doing fantastic. I love the new format of the segment, by the way, and hopefully you're enjoying it and embraced it as well. It's not just movie reviews, but you also have some movie information, some things sort of behind the scenes. So go ahead, buddy. Take it away.
All right, we're going to start off with Ghost in the Shell. This is the big movie of the weekend, live action with Scarlett Johansson. She plays Mira, a woman whose brain was transplanted into a robotic body to become a crime fighter named Major. This franchise is based on very popular Japanese comics that were first adapted into anime movies. This film, the first half of it is like a visual overload. There's so much going on. There's so much mindless action. But then there's a twist in the second half, and I found it much more interesting to watch in the second half because the film finds its humanity. There are some great dramatic scenes with Johansson and some of the other characters and nice elements. So you got to get through a rough first 45 in order to get to the good stuff.
And was she good in this? Is she, like, it's not Oscar-worthy, is it?
No, it's not Oscar-worthy, but I started getting more comfortable with Johansson in the role once you get to the more dramatic elements. She is wearing predictably skin-tight outfits, which the guys will probably like. But, yeah, that's part of the whole seen it all before first 45 minutes or so. But I liked her more as the film went along.
When I was watching trailers and stuff, because that's all I watch, by the way. I don't watch much.
Right, you don't actually go to the movies.
I go to the trailers. It reminds me of the Mila Jovovich there in that Fifth. This looks like the movie Fifth Element. Does anybody else remember that with Bruce Willis from about 20 years ago? I don't know if you even know that film. Do you, Jax?
Yeah, I know of it. Yeah, it's very sci-fi. It's very futuristic. These Japanese comics have been around for a long time. The anime films came out in 95 and 2004. They have a core following worldwide, and they definitely have a sci-fi, futuristic. Everything is robots, androids, and holograms. That's what dominates the city that takes place in Ghost in the Shell. So it has that to it.
Okay, as we move along here with Lights Camera Jackson taking you behind the screens, what do you know about some of the new guidelines that have been set to prevent another Oscar debacle?
Yeah, so Academy President Cheryl Boone Isaacs, who is soon to end her fourth and final term as president, announced they will be keeping PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is crazy, but they're doing it. They've got a third accountant who will be seated in the control room during the show starting next year, which means a third person will know the winners before the envelopes are opened on stage. The accountants must now participate in show rehearsals. They cannot have cell phones on them during the show, and there will also be improvements to on-stage envelope category verification. So all of that is going to take place. Now, I have two problems that they don't solve yet, and I want to ask you guys if they're going to be solved. Will there still be two sets of envelopes, or because now there are three accountants, will there be three sets of envelopes?
I don't know. This all can be solved by just 30 seconds before that actor or actress goes on stage. Tell them who wins.
Right.
Who cares? Like, what is going to happen from the moment that one person knows and shares it with Warren Beatty or Betty White or whoever the heck it is, if they run the risk of screwing things up, don't you think, Jackson? Tell them.
Keep a secret for 30 seconds.
See, listen, play it off, pretend like you don't know, open up the envelope to make it look like, to keep the tradition alive, but here's who the winner is.
I mean, now I think they have to, when they open the envelope, they should also sort of show it to one of the cameras, which some people do anyway, but total verification for the audience may be part of it. I also think they're going to need to change the typeface and the size of the category names on the envelopes, which they don't address here, but that has to happen, I think, when it comes to next year.
All right, Lights Camera Jackson with us. And finally, you want to talk about a television drama in Behind the Screens.
Yeah, so Bones ended on Tuesday on Fox after 246 episodes and 12 seasons, more seasons than any other live-action scripted series in Fox history. So one of the interesting, weird quirks that I have, guys, is that I like to watch TV series finales of shows that I've never watched until the series finales.
Really? Like, you just wait till the last one?
I do, because I feel like it's always event television. to watch the finales of shows. Like, I watched The Good Wife finale. I had never watched an episode of The Good Wife before, but I was shocked when Juliana Margulies' character got slapped in the face. I mean, that was shocking.
I like how even though you haven't watched it, you're still all in, all emotionally connected and stuff like that.
You do. You're emotionally connected into this event television, so that's what I like. So I watched the finale of Bones, and I liked how the ending turned out. I won't spoil it for those who still have it on their DVR. But honestly, yeah, it's one of the things I like to do. The Office, I'm trying to think. I hadn't watched, sometimes it's shows I haven't watched in years. Like I watched the Hot in Cleveland finale. After a couple of years, I stopped watching the show, and they handled that really well. So, yeah, anytime a series finale of a show happens, I am definitely going to be watching it.
Great stuff as always, Jackson. If people want more from you, how can they do that, buddy?
Lights-camera-jackson.com, Twitter at LCJ Reviews, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Lights Camera Jackson. There you can watch my reviews of Ghost in the Shell and The Boss Baby.
Behind the Screens with LCJ. We'll talk to you next Friday morning. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.